Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Keith Tebow from FRC Media. And every Wednesday, we check in with the mayor of the city of Fall River, see what's happening within the city. Mayor Paul Coogan joins us again. Mayor, how are you this week?
Doing great, Keith. How about you?
I am doing well. I actually want to start with a follow up on a story we talked about. Geez, it's almost been 2 months now. The DCM, Director of Community Maintenance, John Perry, was suspended. Originally supposed to be for 2 weeks, based on an investigation that was going to be taking place by the city. What can you tell us in terms of an update? It's been, like you said, almost 2 months. So, what can you tell us in terms of an update on that story?
Well, obviously, we've worked closely with Mr. Perry and his attorney to come to some kind of a resolution. I believe something will be resolved today or tomorrow. We're at that point, and I think things are going to work out to the benefit of both parties. And when things like this happen, because of the human resource nature of it, they're very delicate. You have to be extremely careful on what you say. But again, I think that this will be resolved maybe a little later today.
Now, do you expect the resolution to be that he will no longer work with the city? Can you say that at this point, or?
I could potentially end up that way. I think what we want to do is make sure that the city gets the ultimate protections. I think we're looking for people that want to be working for the city, and at the same time, we don't wish Mr. Perry ill. We hope everything works out for him also.
I know when we first spoke about this, it was supposed to be a 2 week suspension with hopefully the investigation being concluded. Obviously, it's lasted a lot longer than that. Any frustrations on your part when you see this happening? I know a lot of it has to go through the process, right? But is there any frustrations on your part when something like this is delayed a little bit longer?
Yeah, there's tons of frustrations. When I was on the school committee, we would have the same thing when, excuse me, an example, an employee did something that was not appropriate. The investigations just seem to grind on and on and on. And in this day and age of legal protections, courts closed, courts slowed down, still trying to clean up backups. Everything just kind of grinds to a halt. And it's extremely frustrating because the public sees it and says, well, they're not doing anything, or the schools aren't doing anything. When in essence, a lot is going on behind the scenes. It's just not going on at it's more like a marathon than a 100-meter dash. It doesn't move the way I want it to, but at the same time, I don't control the timelines.
Yeah, absolutely. Something else that I meant to bring up probably last week and didn't. The new city councilor on the Fall River City Council, Laura Washington, stepping in after the resignation of Councilor Trot Lee. I know you know Laura. What do you know, and what do you think she could bring to the council?
I've known Laura a long time. She's no nonsense. She's an independent woman. She's extremely strong. She's more than capable. The very, very challenging industry that she's chosen to make her career in. She's a leader in that business, and she knows her stuff. Again, I think it's unfortunate that Councilor Lee decided to move in a different direction, but at the same time, I'm not at all disappointed with the ability of the city to have someone like Laura Washington step into the fray. She's strong, she's smart, she's independent. I have a lot of confidence in her. And again, I want people to know, Laura and I, don't walk in lockstep. She's told me what she's thought before. She's not going to back down when she has an opinion, and those are the kind of councilors we want from all 9 of them. So I do believe that she's going to be an independent voice for one thing only: what's best for the city of Fall River, and I welcome her to the council.
Have you had a chance to meet with her? They had a meeting last night. I know you like to bring councilors in, not all at once, to talk about what's on the agenda. Did you have a chance to meet with her, and what was that impression?
Yeah, I met with her the other day. Laura, again, her questions were very pointed about what was on the agenda, and she wanted answers, and she wanted to make sure that if she was voting on an article or a part of the agenda last night, she wanted the backup information. It was she had a list when she came into questions, and that was just from her 1 week or 2 weeks on the council. She had already gone through the budget line by line. She works extensively with budgets in her present job, so she's going to know her stuff. And again, there's a bunch of veteran counselors on there that can guide her into the rules and the procedures of how things function. So I'm, as I said, I'm believe working with her colleagues and with her inner skills and her personal traits. She's got such a strong work ethic. She'll get up to speed very quickly, and she's not gonna vote any way, shape, or form for anything that doesn't help the city.
Yeah. All right. We always like to finish off the week with some things happening in Fall River over the weekend. And of course, with the summer months, summer officially begins next week. However, the CD Recreation kickoff the summer takes place at Ruggles Park. I believe in 2020 was postponed. Last year, it was in conjunction with one of the movie nights. So it's good to see that that event coming back to its full force at Ruggles Park this weekend.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we met with Grace yesterday, and we have a full full slate of events this summer already lined up. Calendars. People come in looking, can I do an event here? Can I do an event there? And we tell them, well, something's booked or something's this, but at the same time, it's good for the city that there's options for things to do. Um, Look no further than last weekend's both the St. Stanislaus Festival and the Day of Portugal, which was absolutely massive. That committee did a tremendous amount of work bringing high quality entertainment and food to the gates. It was packed. This weekend we expect to have the Juneteenth celebration at Kennedy Park, Ruggles Park. There's a couple of the smaller events. So there's things to do this weekend, and we hope people get out. Next weekend we're going to, of course, have the movies and the drive-in and the cleanup, and we'd love people to pitch in on the cleanup. It's going to be on the 25th of June. We'll be meeting down here at Government Center. We'll get you some lunch after and come in and pick up a bag of trash. I was riding around the city this morning. Maybe it's just me, but it does look like it's cleaner. And I think that's because a number of the residents are taking pride in the city, and that's what we need. And that's what these cleanups are for. Let's make the place at least look clean. Let's get the litter up. Let's get the trash off the streets, and get our parks clean so the kids can use them.
And I know that in terms of some other areas of the city that some people may think the city has jurisdiction over, excuse me, it's actually a state entity, like on ramp and off ramps near the highway, right? That's actually a state entity where you see sometimes some high grass, and I'm sure you get calls on that all the time as
I
well,
do
right?
get calls on that, and I see it myself, and I'm like, send the mower out, guys. It's hit the 2 foot mark. I had a phone call into Mass DOT the other day on that. It's trying to work together. And again, they're short staffed. It's difficult, I know, but you got to run a mower at least once a week or once every 10 days across these medians because they're getting a little carried away.
Yeah. All right. Mayor Coogan, as always, I appreciate your time. Have a great weekend. It's supposed to be, again, a pretty nice weekend in Fall River, weather-wise, and we'll talk to you next week. I appreciate it.
Okay. I appreciate it, Keith. Everybody have a great weekend.
All right, thank you. And thank you for joining us here at FRC Media. I'm Keith Tebow. We'll talk to you next week.